So no matter who you are, you'll find your horizon in Pahrump.
Howdy, y'all. Are you an Ace Country listener? We need to hear from you. Please log on to acecountry.com and click on the radio button survey. You'll automatically be entered to win $103. Thank you for listening to Ace Country.
It has always started with the call to serve, fighting and winning for our nation. But Marines are never really finished. They serve in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices on this Wednesday, January 15th, 2025. Good evening, I'm Chris Palermo and here's what's happening. A Pahrump couple noted that the lack of adequate lighting made it difficult to properly turn on Highway 160, causing their vehicle to drive into a ditch. News 25 has this story.
Last night, January 14th, an elderly couple encountered a minor accident on Highway 160. While on their way to a local Chinese restaurant for dinner, they missed the driveway due to poor lighting conditions and mistakenly drove their vehicle into a ravine near Starbucks and the newly constructed car wash close to O'Reilly's Auto Parts. Emergency services responded promptly to the scene. The fire department worked to extract the couple from their van as the steep embankment presented challenges. Fortunately, both individuals reported no injuries following the incident. Highway Patrol provided temporary shelter for the couple in a patrol vehicle to keep them warm while they waited for family members to arrive and pick them up. The extent of the van's damage is still unclear, but it's suspected to be undrivable. A tow truck was dispatched to remove the vehicle from the ravine. The couple noted that the lack of adequate lighting made it difficult to discern the entrance, leading to the mishap. Officials encourage drivers to exercise caution when navigating poor lit areas, especially during evening hours.
And more news now. A Las Vegas driver is now in custody after fleeing a traffic stop and killing a pedestrian.
Jason Ernest of Mount West Lawyers. Don't be bullied by insurance companies. Call me, 775-727-9500.
A Las Vegas driver is now in custody after fleeing from an officer on Wednesday morning, causing a crash that killed a pedestrian, according to Las Vegas Metro. The incident occurred just after 7:30 a.m. at the intersection of Lamb Boulevard and Stewart Avenue in the northeast part of Las Vegas. Las Vegas Metro Deputy Chief Brandon Clarkson said that officers initially tried to stop the vehicle at Charleston Boulevard and Lamb Boulevard.
The vehicle failed to stop and took off at a high rate of speed northbound on Lamb from Charleston. The suspect vehicle got to Lamb and Stewart, where it struck a vehicle, and then continued northbound on Lamb, where it struck a pedestrian riding a bicycle and then crashed into a wall. Unfortunately, our officers attempted to render medical aid and requested medical, and unfortunately, the pedestrian had passed away. The driver of the other vehicle was transported to a local hospital with minor injuries.
Clarkson also stated that the officer had attempted to stop the vehicle for a minor traffic violation. As of noon on January 15th, the intersection of Lamb Boulevard and Stewart Avenue remained closed during the ongoing police investigation.
Well, Capitol Hill was hustling and bustling today as the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee began their confirmation hearings with Attorney General nominee Pam Bondi. We are now joined by our News 25 Las Vegas correspondent, Maria Centers, from the heart of the city with vital details from today's deliberations.
In just 5 days, our inauguration 2025 ceremonies kick off in Washington, D.C., as President Donald J. Trump and J.D. Vance are set to be officially sworn in as the next President and Vice President of the United States of America. Here's an update coming out of the Trump transition as the nation gears up for the presidential handoff between 45, 46, and 47. Earlier today, AG nominee Pam Bondi began her confirmation hearings with the U.S. Senate.
If confirmed as the next Attorney General of the United States, my overriding objective will be to return the Department of Justice to its core mission of keeping Americans safe and vigorously prosecuting criminals. And that includes getting back to basics.
Florida's first female Attorney General served on Trump's Opioid and Drug Abuse Commission during his first term.
It's a prosecutor's job to start with a crime and look for a name, correct?
Senator, I think that is the whole problem with the weaponization that we have seen the last 4 years and what's been happening to Donald Trump. They targeted Donald Trump. They went after him, actually starting back in 2016. They targeted his campaign. They have launched countless investigations against him. That will not be the case if I am Attorney General.
The leading legal lady appears before the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee both today and tomorrow.
I will not politicize that office. I will not target people simply because of their political affiliation. Justice will be administered even-handedly throughout this country. Senator, we've got to bring this country back together. We've got to move forward, or we're going to lose our country.
The Honorable Pamela Jo Bondi vies to make America safe again.
Lastly, and most importantly, if confirmed, I will fight every day to restore confidence and integrity to the Department of Justice and each of its components. The partisanship, the weaponization will be gone.
This year's Inauguration Day falls on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Reporting from Trump and getting it over that big, beautiful hump to all of my people in the sunny desert oasis of Pahrump, I'm Maria Centers for News 25 Las Vegas.
Okay, thank you very much, Maria. Suspended Las Vegas Metro Sergeant Kevin Menon appeared in court this week following the 2 separate cases against him, and News 25 has the details.
Kevin Menon, a suspended sergeant with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, returned in court this week for one of 2 criminal cases currently pending against him. Menon faces serious allegations, including abuse of police powers and possession of child sexual abuse material. This week's court appearance centered around the case involving allegations of the possession of child sexual abuse material, which has been delayed as he seeks new legal representation. The trial, initially scheduled to begin this week, has been postponed, and Menon is now expecting to return to court on January 22nd for a new hearing. In the first case, Menon is accused of using his position of law enforcement as an officer to orchestrate arrests through questionable tactics, particularly using a method he reported as calling a shoulder check and smash. Menon, who remains suspended from the Las Vegas Metro, is facing severe legal consequences in both cases. His legal team will navigate through the complexity of the charges, including the potential implications of using disappearing messages to conceal the evidence. The outcome of Menon's cases will have significant consequences, and he is due back in court on January 22nd.
Coming up, more local stories, sports, weather. You're watching News 25.
In a wreck, need a check.
In a wreck,
need a check.
In a wreck, need a check.
Hurt in a wreck and need a check? We're Lerner and Rowe. Make one call, that's all.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 877-1500.
It's a new year, and it's time to start something new with Saida Trudeau. Starting now and all month long, we are celebrating the new year with incredible savings on every new vehicle in stock. I'm talking about every leftover 2024 Ram 1500, 2500, and 1-ton. Every new 2024 and 2025 Jeep Compass and Grand Cherokee. You can save big on all new 2025 Jeep Wrangler 4xEs. We have Nye County's largest inventory, but if you don't see what you're looking for, let us do the legwork for you and find the right one for you. Our professional locators have years of experience locating the vehicle of your dreams. At Saida Trudeau, we don't use the bait and switch tactics. We treat you like a friend and a neighbor. Come see the difference for yourself. with the Start Something New sales event going on now at Saida Trudeau, Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram, your original hometown dealer.
Let's go! Like Deadpool and Wolverine, you can be a hero.
Now that's a superhero landing.
Save a best friend for life at a shelter near you.
Us? A team? The answer is yes.
Yeah! Look at you! She's coming with us!
No, she's not.
Oh, yes.
Visit bestfriends.org today and bring love home.
That's my girl!
Imagine a disease that affects more than 10 million Americans. More than AIDS, Parkinson's, ALS, MS, and muscular dystrophy combined. Yet few know its name. Some years ago, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. And after surgery, she developed lymphedema, LE, a cruel and chronic disease affecting 10 million Americans that occurs when the lymphatic system is compromised, leaving one with a lifetime of severe swelling and pain. What we found out later is its severity might have been lessened or possibly even prevented if only we were better informed. That's why I'm urging anyone facing cancer treatment to get educated. Talk to your doctor. Make it part of your cancer conversation. And if you have LE, share your story. With patients and doctors working together, we can learn and live.
$10 million in a pedestrian accident, $5 million in a car accident. These are just a few of our recent results.
Hurt in a wreck? Need a check? We're Lerner and Rowe. Make one call, that's all.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 877-1500.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
And welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. During the recent Senate Armed Services Committee meeting, Nevada Senator Jackie Rosen questioned Secretary of Defense nominee Pete Hegseth's view on veterans.
Tensions rose on Capitol Hill Tuesday, January 14th, as Nevada Senator Jackie Rosen confronted Pete Hegseth, President-elect Donald Trump's nominee for the Secretary of Defense. During his confirmation hearing before the Senate Armed Services Committee, Rosen, who represents Nevada, began expressing frustration that Hegseth had refused to meet her ahead of the hearing.
We therefore play a critical role in our national security, and the person who holds the position of Secretary of Defense matters greatly to Nevada service members and our military equities. But every single person who serves in the military, we've talked about, my colleagues, esteemed colleagues, have talked about recruitment and retention. One day, they will become a veteran. So my veterans and the folks who are serving active duty now are concerned about what you think. DOD does not have jurisdiction over Nevada's 200,000 plus veterans, but I am interested in your views about the service members once they've transitioned out of the military, given the influence you would have while they're in service if confirmed. In 2019, on a segment of Fox and Friends, you said that veteran service organizations, VSOs, I'm going to quote, encourage veterans to apply for every government benefit they can ever get after they leave the service. You stated you don't want to, quote, be dependent on government assistance from the VA based on injuries or illnesses that might have arisen from your military service. So I'm just going to ask you a few yes or no questions about veterans, understanding you don't have jurisdiction, but this is important to our morale, it's important to our recruitment, and is important to our retention, and it is important to how we respect others in this country. So yes or no, please. Do you believe that VSOs are wrong to support veterans in obtaining the benefits that they have rightfully earned and deserved when they signed that line like you did for your service?
Senator,
yes or
veterans
no, please.
deserve the benefits they've earned. I have been in many battles with traditional veteran service organizations over differences of opinion about how to deliver those services,
yes or
including
no.
Veterans
Do you believe
Choice,
VSOs are wrong?
Which is VSOs is a very broad term. We were a VSO also, ma'am. But some of those services took a traditionally
should they be able to help the veterans obtain the benefits that they have earned? Yes or no? Should anyone be able to help?
Every veteran should have rapid access to all the benefits
Do you believe that
that
veterans should be ashamed for having sought and obtained the benefits that they have earned? Do you think veterans should be ashamed to seek out benefits?
Senator, I think
Yes or
we
no?
should be ashamed as a nation of the amount of veterans that commit
You think
suicide
veterans
because they hit a
should
brick
be
wall.
ashamed
They
because-
commit suicide because
This is
they hit
not
a
the
brick
question,
wall
sir.
of the
I'm going to
bureaucracy
move on.
of the
I'm
VA.
going to take that
and
as a
reformers
yes.
are not courage enough.
How about veterans who suffer lasting
Take it on.
injuries or illnesses due to their military service? Do you think they deserve our support and assistance? I mean, your answers to these, they're too broad. People want to know, are you willing to support our veterans organizations that will help our veterans get every damn thing that they deserve because they signed on the dotted line to keep us safe, just like you did? I respect that. Will you?
Senator, with all due humility, I don't know that there's anyone in this room over the last 20 years that have worked harder to ensure that our veterans are taken care of. It has been a passion of my life alongside with so many on this dais to make sure that veterans receive, and it is a recruiting crisis.
But you said
when veterans are not treated
dependent
well,
on the government.
they don't
You
want
said
their
veterans are
sons and daughters
dependent
to
on the
join.
government. Do you believe that veterans getting these benefits are dependent on the government? Or do you believe it's a benefit they've earned and deserved through their service?
It's a
Are they
benefit they've
dependent?
earned and
Then-
a hand up to
But
the
these
next
are your
chapter of their
words
life.
then. So you have again
Absolutely.
changed your position. Where you believe the veterans are dependent, now you believe they've earned and deserved it. I just think it's disrespectful to change that position. These are benefits that people may need throughout their life and may not know when they need them.
The Senate Armed Services Committee is set to vote on the nomination after President Trump's inauguration. When asked if she would support him, Rosen made it clear that she did not believe Hegseth was qualified for the role.
Now looking at sports, the Vegas Golden Knights didn't do so well last night, but the Las Vegas Raiders might have a candidate for Rookie of the Year. Here's your look at sports with Mikey.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. Pavel Dorofeev had his first career hat trick last night against the Nashville Predators, but that wasn't enough. Predators winning 5-3. Vegas goes on to Carolina. They play the Hurricanes on Friday. The agency in charge of tourism for Las Vegas approved spending for potentially hosting college football's national championship game. The Las Vegas Convention and Visitor Authority's Board of Directors on Tuesday approved spending up to $40 million in an agreement with the College Football Playoff Group. Las Vegas Raiders tight end Brock Bowers has been named one of the 6 finalists for the NFL's award for top rookie. Plum Valley Trojan boys basketball are in action this evening against Beatty. Also, girls basketball is taking on Beatty. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Thank you very much, Mikey. Coming up, some very important information from the FDA. You're watching News 25.
Hi, I'm attorney Jonathan Nelson of J.K. Nelson Law. If you're hearing this, it means you're probably not dead, which is great. Call our office today to schedule an appointment for your will or your trust so that your family can be taken care of when you pass away. On the other hand, if you've recently lost a loved one, now it's time to talk and go over how to administer their estate. In either case, give us a call today, 775-727-9900. Let us show you why we've been recognized by Best of Las Vegas and voted Best Attorney for Rump for the last 4 years. Call today, 775-727-9900.
Got bills? Need some pay? Then come be a cowboy trucker at Ponderosa Dairies in Amargosa Valley. They're currently seeking experienced CDL drivers to haul hay, grain, and milk while earning up to $2,000 a week. This isn't a job, it's a career. Whether you hit the open road or drive around Nevada's biggest dairy, they offer a great wage, benefits, and 401k retirement package. If you have what it takes to be a good hand, isn't it time you ride for the brand? The beautiful Ponderosa Dairies are currently hiring qualified CDL drivers who have doubles and tankers endorsements, as well as the ability to drive a standard transmission. If this is you, call Ed now, 702-682-3339. Once again, 702-682-3339. Send an email with your information to ap@ponderosadairy.com. Join the family at Ponderosa Dairy.
In the quiet corners of our country, everyday people
with a love for the outdoors are leaving the world a little better than they found it. With no recognition or pat on the back, the reward is the rustle of leaves, the ripple of water, the call of the wild. These are the unsung heroes of the wetlands. Everyday people investing their time, their resources, and their hearts into conservation. They are the stewards of our most precious resources, ensuring that the magic of the outdoors lives on for future generations. Ducks Unlimited relies on the hard work and support of these individuals. Without their dedication, our mission to protect these vital ecosystems for those who draw inspiration and sustenance from them would remain out of reach. Join Ducks Unlimited and become part of a community of outdoor enthusiasts committed to preserving our wetlands for the next generations of unsung heroes. A public service from Ducks Unlimited.
Change can be scary, as if your life's been turned upside down. But it comes with growth and a sense of freedom, much like the openness of the American road. We always arrive where we are meant to be, riding on the shoulders of those before us and preserving the core values that led us on our journey. Join Touchstone Energy Cooperatives in celebrating the power of human connections.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. The FDA has announced today that red number 3 dye will be banned from use in food and drink items. News 25 reporter Rory Rosell has the details.
The Food and Drug Administration, otherwise known as the FDA, has announced on Wednesday that they are banning the use of FD&C red number 3, a synthetic dye used for food coloring in food and beverages, due to its concerns of potential cancer risks.
Red number 3, which imparts a bright red color in products like candies, cereal, fruit cocktails, cherries, and strawberry-flavored milkshakes, have been linked to cancer in laboratory animals, prompting the FDA to take action. The Center for Science and Public Interest, a food safety advocacy group, petitioned the agency in 2022 to revoke the dye's approval, citing mounting evidence for the effects that it causes. The group's research revealed that more than 9,200 food items contain red number 3, including products from some of the nation's largest food manufacturers. Red number 3 was banned for use in cosmetics in 1990 under the Delaney Clause, a provision of federal law that mandates the FDA to prohibit food additives found to cause cancer in humans or animals. Despite this, the dye remained legal for use in food products until Wednesday's announcement. The FDA's ban is based on scientific research showing high levels of red number 3 causing cancer in laboratory male rats. The agency has emphasized that its decision aligns with the mandate to protect public health, particularly in the food supply. Food manufacturers will have till January 15, 2027 to reformulate their products to remove the dye, with companies that produce dietary supplements receiving an additional year to comply.
The move comes ahead of the Senate confirmation hearing for Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who has been nominated by President-elect Donald Trump to serve as the next Secretary of Health and Human Services. Kennedy, an outspoken critic of artificial food dyes, has pledged their removal from the food supply as a priority in his administration.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
The Lerner and Rowe Weather Cam, beautiful shot right there, right outside of the studios here in Pahrump, Mount Charleston. So listen, we hit the lowest temperature so far this season, 22 degrees. Complete forecast is coming up in a bit.
We love you, Pahrump. Thank you for making the Auto Plaza #1 in Nye County. We are incredibly grateful for your support and proud to be serving our community now for 20 years. Whether you're looking to replace or service your vehicle, consider this. We offer dozens of new GM models in cars, trucks, and SUVs, plus hundreds of the highest quality pre-owned vehicles for sale in Southern Nevada. Our all-star service team is here to keep your vehicle running in tip-top shape. The factory-trained and ASE certified technicians here can work on most makes and models, and we carry the latest in diagnostic and preventative maintenance tools to get the job done. Visit PahrumPcars.com to check out our current selection of vehicles, schedule a service appointment, or even order factory accessories for your ride. Don't forget to stop by the Auto Plaza and get a free alignment check before you hit the open road, or visit PahrumPcars.com.
Ace Country.
Rise and shine. Tune in Sunday mornings at 8 for the Classic Country Breakfast with me, Mikey. I'll be playing a whole hour of all the classics. From Willie. On the road again. To Johnny.
I fell into a burning ring of fire.
To Patsy.
Crazy.
To Dolly.
Jolene, Jolene.
All the classic country music to start your Sunday morning. You bring the hash browns, and I'll bring the Hank.
America is great and Pahrump is awesome. We have room for our furry friends, and when it's time to care for them, we have the best feed store, Shadow Mountain Feed. Who did Siegfried and Roy call on when their dolphin quit eating? Shadow Mountain Feed. They developed a nutrition solution right in their store. From elephants to dogs and everything in between, they have what you need to feed, grow, and show your animals. They have everything except bread. Don't go there for bread. Shadow Mountain Feed, your one-stop care center for your best friends. At 2371 West Bella Vista, call 775-727-5527.
Good evening, Nevada. My name is Rory Rosell, coming to you from the Channel 25 Weather Studios and taking a look at Northern Nevada right now. Northern Nevada is sitting at weather triplets. Fernley, Fallon, and Carson City are all sitting at 47 degrees. Tonopah is at 45, Goldfield at 49, Beatty at 60 degrees, Amargosa at 65, Las Vegas at 59, and Death Valley is in the 70s at 74 degrees. But here in the Paradise Pahrump, it is currently 51 degrees. The high today was 57 degrees. Wind blowing east-northeast at 3 miles per hour. The humidity today is going to be 30%, and the sun rose this morning at 6:54 and is going to set tonight. It already set tonight, actually, because it's dark outside, but looking outside right now, the sun set at 4:53 p.m. Humidity is up to 30%, and the wind continues to blow east-northeast at 4 miles per hour. The low tonight is going to be 30 degrees, and taking a look at the rest of the week, here's what the rest of the week looks like. We are going to be having weather triplets at 60 degrees again. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are all sitting at 60 degrees. Sunday is going to be 57 degrees. Monday, it drops down just a little bit to 51 degrees. But we go back up just a little bit to 56 on Tuesday and 55 on Wednesday. That is going to wrap up weather for today. Back to the desk. Here's Chris.
Looks good, Ms. Rosell, and it's very appropriate that you are here tonight with me on the anchor desk. It was a year ago tonight that Rory showed me the ropes when I started here at KPVM-TV. Thank you, the viewer, for all the support for the last year. It's been a great year, and let's hope for many more to come. That'll just about do it for all of us here tonight. I'm Chris Palermo. Make it a great night.
Miles, you're late. Again.
You are not living
Where have you
up to
been?
your full potential.